Good evening, everyone. This is Michael Tatar with WTOL Channel 11. I am in North Toledo right now on Austin Street, where there was a shooting earlier tonight. I'm going to wait until a couple more people pop on before I give you guys the latest news that I got from the detectives and the sergeant on scene here. Okay, people are jumping on. Okay, so what we know right now, this part of Austin Street, right off the LaGrange corridor, is still roped off at this hour as police are continuing to investigate. But what we know right now is two juveniles were shot and struck here earlier this evening. They are alive and in critical condition at a local hospital. I'm going to flip the camera and show you guys what it looks like here. Now, police say they counted 14 shots in total that rang out earlier this evening. Kids were outside just playing basketball when people showed up on foot and opened fire. Two of those kids were struck, once again, they're in critical condition. We're not sure where they were struck, and they say they do not, Toledo police officers say they do not believe that this was random. They believe that these kids were targeted, and right now they're continuing to investigate here on the block. Several of the neighbors that I spoke to say they thought it was firecrackers. They came outside, and by the time they came outside, police were already here on the block. So right now they still have this cordoned off from halfway up Austin Street to about Walnut Street. But again, what we know at this hour is uh, two youths around teenager age, I'm not sure on the ages yet, were struck. They're in critical condition. They were transported to a local hospital. Now, also happening well on this block, one of the neighbors I spoke to, some of his kids were actually in this vehicle right across the street. And when that gunfire erupted, several of the shots went into this car. It's hard to see from here because it's so dark, but if you look in the windshield, there is actually a shot that went right through the windshield. His young daughter and two of his other kids were in the car. Thankfully, they were not struck, but he is understandably upset and worried about what happened earlier this evening. His kids almost getting hit. Again, police tell me that uh, there were multiple people that showed up and opened gunfire, and right now they're still on the loose. So stay with WTOL on air and online as we work to find out more on this latest shooting in North Toledo.